What's up, YouTube? Big old Buck from a galaxy far, far away. Back on YouTube, finally. Content is back. The wife is doing well. Thank you to everybody who reached out and, sent well wishes, prayers, and everything to the beautiful wife. She's been through a lot the last few years, and she continues to struggle with some stuff with her health that she, is out of her control. It really sucks, but she's back home. She's doing better. And so we're back here making content for MLB the Show 25. We're still using MLB the Show 24, obviously, because 25 doesn't come out for about 12 more days, early access. So the plan is, this is a trilogy video. Today is the first part, tomorrow the second part, then the third part on Tuesday. And basically, this is first episode will be going over the best players from each team in the American League to invest in for 25. Tomorrow will be the National League. And then Tuesday, we'll be talking about legends. Lots of legends potentially in MLB the Show 25. And cards and things to invest in, ways to make stubs. All that will be in Tuesday's video. But today, we're going over the best players to invest in early and often in the American League for MLB the Show 25 to make that stub count grow immensely. Let's do it.
Hey, take me out to the ball game. Take me out with the crowd.
All right, so first up, we're starting with the Baltimore Orioles. And I know I have a bad habit of saying all right a lot, so I'm trying to work on that. But anyways, the first player you're going to want to look at is Heston Kjerstad. I know I've mentioned him before, but he's definitely someone to look at, especially if he makes the team. Out of spring training, right fielder, we play any position really. Great bat, huge bat. He's not going to stay a bronze if he makes the team. Really, really good. And another player for sure you want to invest in who is severely dropped off because of lack of performance when he first came up, but I think he's going to break out this year, and that's Jackson Holliday. Matt Holliday's son, one of the first of his sons that are in the big leagues. He won't be the last. But Jackson is the real deal. You're going to see him start to flourish this year, really start to knock the ball around. Really good defender, and I think this is this will be a breakout season for Jackson Holliday. Where you're going to want to look at is Coby Mayo. I believe he'll make the team. I think he's going to make the team, and he is going to be an absolute stud. The bat is real, like I'm talking like homers and average and like legit hitting. Coby Mayo has it. So those are the three Orioles you definitely want to be invested in. Coby Mayo, is an absolute beast. Holliday's a beast. Kjerstad's a beast. The Orioles are loaded with young talent. Red Sox, Triston Casas, first baseman. Doesn't have to be the man there. They got a loaded lineup right now with Bregman, being added to it, and all the young kids they got coming along. Triston Casas is 30 homer power at first base. Legit power. There are a couple of players that have a real chance of making their team that aren't in MLB the Show 24, and usually those types start off at common and even low bronze, and that's Roman Anthony. 100%, if he's in the game, if he has a card early and he's a common or a bronze, you definitely want to be buying those up. Roman Anthony is an absolute beast. I would buy everything that you can with him if he's in 25. Christian Campbell and Marcel Mayer are also two other names you want to look for the Red Sox. If they're in 25 early, buy them up. Like all three of those, Roman Anthony, Mayer, and Christian are all amazing bats. And if they all make the team, which they have a very good chance of doing it, with Triston Casas, that is four great players to invest in if, like I said, they're in MLB the Show 25. Yankees, it's all about the Martian, Jasson Dominguez right here. He's a 70 overall. I don't think they'll start him any higher at 25. Maybe a skosh higher, but I don't think very much higher. I would definitely be picking him up. I think he's going to make the team. He's going to start. He's going to get every day at bats, and his bat is amazing. I believe he's going to win Rookie of the Year in the American League, even though the Red Sox have a lot of good candidates as well. I just think Jasson Dominguez is too good. Yeah, he's for real. So Jasson Dominguez, buy early, buy often, buy as many as you can get. If you open them in packs, save them. Do not sell them. He is a must grab for MLB The Show 25. Rays got Junior Caminero, and I believe this year he's going to be going gold, if not higher. He does have diamond ceiling easily. He's electric, great Great baseball player. He's a silver right now. I imagine that's probably where they'll start him off in 25. I don't think they'll ship him down to like a 74. It would be great if they do. If they do start him off at a high bronze, oh my gosh, you definitely got to snag him then. But even at a low silver, if that's where they put him, he's definitely someone to snag. He's one of the best pure young hitters that's going to be coming into the game. For the Blue Jays, he's a common in MLB The Show 24, but Joey Loperfido is pretty good. I like him a lot. I think he's going to play center field. I did watch him play against the Cardinals, and in the first inning, unfortunately, in spring training, he ran into the wall awkwardly, but he did come out. He did walk off on his own, and I think he's going to be all right. But I like this kid a lot. I think that in that lineup, he doesn't have to be the man, and he can just let it fly. And I believe that he's a solid investment, especially if they start him back off at a common. There's not a lot going on with the Blue Jays. I mean, Varsho is solid, but I don't think, back here behind me, I don't think he's worth, especially if he starts off with a silver, I don't think he's worth any, throwing a bunch of money at. They just don't have a lot of those names that you're looking for, right off the rip. The only one that I'm even remotely interested in, Orelvis Martinez, maybe, but for the most part, it's just Joey Loperfido for me. The White Sox got a lot going on. Drew Thorpe has a chance to be an absolute beast. I like him a lot in the starting staff. There's going to be some players here that they got in the Red Sox trade that aren't in the game yet, but they do have a lot of young players. You can see here commons. These are all young players. Jared Schuster, a decent relief pitcher. Mike Soroka, who been trying to get back and, might be back. Oscar Colas. Yeah, they got a lot of young players, and then they got more coming along. It's just going to be a matter of who they put in the show, which ones get cards in the show right off the rip, which ones make the team, So, but early on, Drew Thorpe is definitely someone that I like a lot. The Guardians are interesting. They have Tyler Freeman. I like him a lot. He's going to get a lot of playing time. He's a solid investment, especially if they drop him back down to a bronze. This big fella right here, Yoensky Noel, another good one. Kyle Manzardo, who's now with Cleveland. Both young players with high upsides. They also have Bo Naylor coming along, catching. They traded his brother away, though. That's unfortunate. I wasn't a big fan of that. Tristan McKenzie, back here behind me, is due for a bounce-back season. He's got a great arm. George Valera kind of fell off, but, he's another name to keep an eye on. He's still got a lot of tools. Still a really solid prospect, I think. So the Guardians have some names. I also like Juan Brito a lot. You should probably keep an eye on him. All these names that I just gave you in Cleveland have a chance to really step up this year and move themselves forward. If I had to pick one, though, that I would definitely throw most of my stubs at, I'd probably go with Tyler Freeman. All right, now the Tigers. I really like Jace Young to have a chance to maybe push for Rookie of the Year this year. I think Casey Mize is finally healthy, and if he's healthy and can give them another arm out of the rotation, just depending upon where they start him even if they start him at a bronze, I think he's worth, kicking the tires and keeping around. I like Dylan Dingler a lot as a catcher. And even, I hate to say this because so many people have given up on Torkelson. I have not given up on Torkelson yet. He's come off this winter kind of conceited, like he doesn't want to listen to anybody. But I think if he just lets someone get between those ears and help him get settled, Torque is still, his bat will play. I mean, he's still a 30 homer first baseman type DH, and if he gets a chance to play, if he can stay out of his own way, I think he's got a chance to come back. But I really like Jace Young a lot, and Casey Mize for a bounce back season. If you made me pick one Detroit Tiger to go all in on, it's this dude. He is, he has a chance by the end of the year to be number 2 in that rotation, even with Flaherty coming back and Manning and everything they got going on in Detroit. Jackson Jobe is legitimately a beast, and if they start him off as a common, you better be buying everyone you can get, every single one, like especially if it's like this at the beginning of the year where you could just buy him up for 5-10 stubs. Oh man, I'd be buying him all day every day. This has a chance. If they start him at a common, he has a chance to be one of the biggest stub makers for any team this season. All right, for the Royals, I really like MJ Melendez a lot. He had an up and down season last year, but I really, really like his game, and I think, especially if he starts off at a low bronze, he's got a chance to really do something this year in Kansas City. This is a good team. They went to the postseason. They won a series in the postseason. They made a little bit of noise. They're going to have some other kids coming along that aren't in the game yet, but they probably will be in 25. But one player for sure for Kansas City I would be throwing some stubs at is MJ Melendez. All right, in Minnesota, they got a few things happening. I like some Simeon Wood Richardson is a starting pitcher I like a lot. I like Alex Kirilloff a ton. Hopefully this is the year he finally takes a step forward. Emmanuel Rodriguez, I guess it's Edward Julian are both really good young players. Austin Martin, we had heard about for how long? How long we've been listening about Austin Martin? Is this the year he's finally going to do something? I don't know. But, all these guys have a lot of promise. It's just a matter of them reaching it. And if you put my face to the fire and you have to pick one of these guys to do that, I'm going to go with Julian at second base there for Minnesota. And if they can get Byron Buxton can stay healthy, Pablo Lopez, Royce Lewis, if those players can stay healthy, that will help a lot of these younger guys as well. All right, the Astros have literally nobody outside of maybe Forrest Whitley that I would even be remotely interested in the current game that they have on their roster. Now, if Cam Smith makes it out of spring training and they add him to the game, 100%. You better throw tons of stubs at him. He was a stud for the Cubs. He was one of the best prospects for the Cubs. Now he's Houston's #1 prospect. They got him in the Kyle Tucker trade. Definitely someone that you should be watching for them to put him in the game. Another one's Jacob Melton in the outfield. Really like him a lot too. Even Bryce Matthews, shortstop. It could be pretty good, but yeah, they don't have anybody on their current list here that I would even remotely be interested in throwing any stubs at. The Angels, I really like Reed Detmers a lot. I think he's got the tools to be a top of the rotation type starter. Zach Neto is already a gold. He's not going to start the season with them. He's not really worth throwing anything at. Neither is Logan O'Hoppe, even though I really like him a lot. Joe Adell, though, is someone, if he finally puts it all together, could finally, he could hit gold if he can put it all together. And if they start him at a bronze, probably worth throwing some stubs at. Nolan Schanuel is another one. He's got a really good bat. Is it going to take the next step? I don't know. Ben Joyce, though, if I had to pick anybody on this list of current players here, Ben Joyce would be the one I'd be throwing the most stubs at. His arm is electric. He's a closer, and he has a chance to get a lot of saves. I think Anaheim might surprise some people this year, especially if they can add another bat, maybe another arm, but Ben Joyce is the real deal, and that's probably who I would throw the most stubs at if I had to pick one player for the Angels. A's have a ton. J.J. Bleday, I like him a lot. Lawrence Butler, I think, could even go up higher. Joey Estes, I like him a lot. Zach Geloff, another good bat. Really like him a lot. Max Schumann is another good bat. Like him a lot. Jacob Wilson has a chance to be really special there. I really like him a lot. So, yeah, there's a lot to like in, Sacramento now, right? Not Oakland. They have a lot of other kids coming along that aren't here that we'll have to catch up on later in the year. But for sure, if I had to pick one player, I think I'd go with Jacob Wilson. I just really like him a lot. He is a solid contact hitter, gets on base, plays a good defense. I think he has a chance to really blossom this year, especially if they are good, and I think they are going to be pretty decent. But they got a lot of names here to keep an eye on. Zach Geloff, like I said, J.J. Bleday, and for my money, Jacob Wilson is the one I would throw the most stubs at. The Seattle Mariners, an interesting team because most of their players that you would want to invest in have already hit their stride. They're mostly starting pitchers, and Cal Riley is amazing. Bryce Miller is amazing. Brian Woo's amazing. I mean, if this might sound weird, but dependent upon George Kirby's amazing, Logan Gilbert obviously amazing, Garcia amazing. This may sound weird, but if they start Julio back off at a gold, where he's at right now with this current list, I think he is probably the best investment if he can find it again. He hasn't taken that next step that everybody thought he was going to be. Like, he should be already in the mid to high 80s. Like, that's the talent he has, but he's not. He didn't have a great season last year. And yeah, do they actually have his stats here for this? No, they don't. But yeah, he didn't have an amazing year this year. So if they start him off somewhere in the gold range and you open him and, you know, you start getting some of them and you can find him for like the quick sell value, right now, I guess he would be the player that I would be the most intrigued investing in. All right, the last team we got, the Texas Rangers, and they have some really good young players. Jack Leiter is a common here. I really like him. Justin Foscue, I like him a ton. Kumar Rocker's even in a low bronze, really, really good. Sam Huff, the catcher, this year he's got to take a step. He's got to become the starting catcher there. He's got to take over that spot and live up to, you know, what he could be. Evan Carter is an absolute beast. There's so much to like for the Texas Rangers. That's why I think they're my favorite to win the West. But if you ask me one player of the ones I named that I would throw the most stubs at, I'm going to go ahead and go with Jack Leiter as a common. If they start him off as a common in 25, I'm going to be putting in hundreds of buy orders, like hundreds, because I just think this will be the season that he and Kumar Rocker finally put it together and help be at the top of that staff. Maybe help push Jacob deGrom. DeGrom stays healthy with these young pitchers they got. Wyatt Langford, another beast, but you know, like I said, he's already high gold, probably going to be diamond. Yeah, these young players have a chance to really, these young pitchers really to push this team over. And I like I said, Justin Foscue's good too. But if one player, it's Jack Leiter easily. All right, so that is the American League players by team that I would be most interested in. I tried to give you one name for each team. I hope this helps you. I just want to help everybody have the most stubs possible, get their collections complete, live series collections complete as quickly as possible. We'll talk more about that on Tuesday's video, flipping and all that kind of stuff, legends, all that stuff. But yeah, these are the players that I would invest in for the long-term gains of stubs over the course of the season. If this video was helpful to you, please leave a thumbs up, leave some comments, let me know players that you might be interested in investing in, you know, try to help other people in the community. I need your feedback. I want to hear what you have to say. If you're not subscribed to this channel yet, it's free. Smash the subscribe button. Starting Monday, which is tomorrow, I am going to be streaming on Twitch, on YouTube, TikTok, and Twitter all at the same time, or X, whatever you want to call it. All my links are in the description of the video below, so go follow all my social medias. I appreciate it so much. Everybody takes time to do that. All of it's free to do so. So you'll be able to catch me whenever I'm streaming MLB the Show, Marvel Snap, whatever it is I'm streaming, mostly those two games. You'll be able to catch me on all four of those places. So feel free to make sure to give me a follow on all of them. I appreciate it so much. I hope you have a great rest of your Sunday. And until next time, you can catch me right here, same buck time, same buck channel.